Are you ready to hoist the colors? Now, time for the most in-depth look at the world of ECU athletics. Welcome in to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Now, here's your host, Stephen Igo.
All right, welcome in. Hoist the Colors on this Monday edition of the show. It is January 29th. It's a new week for Pirate Athletics. Super Bowl is set. We may get into that a little bit. Very excited about today's show. We've got East Carolina senior defensive lineman Elijah Morris set to join us shortly. He's making his way over to the studio, part of our Team Boneyard partnership. So we will have Elijah on for a couple of segments today. We'll take your questions. We've had Savone Revel. We've had Deontay Johnson. Tomorrow we're scheduled to have Caton Hauser, Michigan State quarterback transfer, through Team Boneyard as well. We'll have Elijah on here shortly. We've got Super Bowl to talk about as the AFC and NFC championships have come to a close. The Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers set to square off in the Super Bowl. And we've got Pirate basketball to discuss. Philip Pilkington is producing today's program. And Philip, it was far from the prettiest outing for East Carolina, as they have really struggled to score the basketball lately. But at the end of the day, ECU has won 2 basketball games in a row. And amazingly, this is the first time the Pirates have had multiple winning streaks in conference play of 2 or more games since entering the league in 2014-15. So I think it says something. They find a way to win in overtime 70-64 over the Temple Owls last night inside Minges Coliseum. My question to you is, Philip, I know you had football in the brain. I know you were probably watching that. How much basketball, if any, did you get to watch as well?
Well, I don't watch it when I'm producing because it's 2 minutes
That's
behind.
Right.
It makes it so hard. So I listened to the whole thing but didn't watch any of it.
So what do you make of this I don't know, this team right now? Because it's like they're winning games. What the Inside Pirate Athletics, by the way, from Tiebreakers today, as Mike Schwartz will join us there. Patrick Johnson and myself at 6 o'clock. We'll talk more detail then about Pirate basketball. But, hey, when you're finding ways to win, I guess that's the main thing. You keep the main thing. But it's been a grind. The defense is showing up. The offense has been a struggle. It's just been kind of a weird situation. But I guess when you're winning, you take it every day to the bank, especially Pirate basketball winning conference games.
Yeah, I think it's a little frustrating for Pirate fans to see it be as tough as it is because we kind of feel like, man, if we could just score the basketball consistently, we wouldn't be having some of these issues. But when you watch other games throughout the conference, there are a lot of games in the American that are this low-scoring, kind of grinded-out games. Now, don't get me wrong, there's high-scoring games too. I mean, heck, Memphis and UAB was 45-44 at halftime last night. So I do get that. It happens. But there have been plenty of gritty games in the 50s and 60s all around, and it's a credit to the defense in this conference. Yes, the Pirates aren't the best offensive firepower we've ever seen. It would be nice to have a 4th and a 5th true score, and it would be nice for our big 3 to be on every single night when it comes to scoring the basketball. But, hey, that's just not how the American is right now. I think this team is on the trend upwards. We've seen a huge improvement from Sir Malonga. Yeah, he hadn't been scoring a lot, but just to give us an extra presence inside. You know, we kind of talked about this team only having 2 big guys, really, in BJ and Ezra, and now that Sear has put himself into that rotation and set himself apart from some of the other guys, I think this team is on the trend upward. It's just a matter, like you said, of kind of consistently scoring the basketball. That's now the next step for this basketball team.
And I do like how it sets up Wednesday. They'll host South Florida because East Carolina has not been able to score the basketball. Typically in basketball, you have ebbs and flows to a season. You're coming off a game where Ezra Sarr scored 8 points, 1 of 7 from the floor. Brandon Johnson, 1 of 7 from the floor. 2 of your better players just scoring in single digits. You find a way to win a game where those guys go 2 of 14 combined. Usually that there's going to be a bounce back at some point. Could come on Wednesday against South Florida. R.J. Felton just continues to be an absolute warrior. Let's go ahead and do our East Coast Agency Pirate of the Week because it is going to be none other than R.J. Felton, who, look, at the end of the day, his offensive numbers don't look great. 7 of 24 from the floor. I think even he said after the game, look, it wasn't a good shooting performance by myself, but you have to find a way to rebound. You have to find a way to defend. Defense wins championships. And just, to me, the warrior mentality of RJ, like, Yeah, maybe you would like to see the shots a little more dispersed evenly throughout the roster. 24 shots with 7 makes is not ideal, but he does go 7 of 7 from the line. He was cramping at the end when he got a huge offensive rebound, had a double-double with 11 boards, also had 2 assists, a huge block in overtime, 2 blocks, 3 steals, 43 minutes of game action for R.J. Felton, game high 24 points, and just crucial clutch plays. I mean, he just leaves it all on the line every single appearance for ECU basketball, win or lose. So R.J. Felton, our East Coast Agency Pirate of the Week. East Coast Agency is excited to announce the opening of their office in Greenville, North Carolina. Call Drew Moeller at 252-341-8818 and give Tim Vliet and East Coast Agency a call. So R.J. Felton with a huge performance. Pirates again win 70-64 on the hardwood. They get back to above 500, 11-10, and 4-4 in the American. All right, let's get a break in. We have got Elijah Moore standing by. We'll get him on. We'll have questions from fans, and we'll get to know Elijah Morris a little bit. Hoist the colors on a Monday. ECU defensive lineman Elijah Morris joins us next.
It's Greenville Toyota's winter wrap-up event. Wrap up a great deal on over 100 pre-owned vehicles, starting under $15,000. We have all makes and models, including luxury. Plus, wrap up a huge warranty and no-charge maintenance. Hurry into Greenville Toyota.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Hey, grab me one too.
When a place is as special as this, you don't want to change a thing. You simply want to enjoy it, just as it is. That was our inspiration behind Bow Coast West, our newest community in Beaufort, North Carolina. Embrace all that we love about this very special place and make it easy for families to enjoy all that this coastal lifestyle has to offer. Be inspired. Bow Coast West.
It's Greenville Toyota's winter wrap-up event. We're wrapping up the year with our biggest savings. Shop new Camrys and RAV4s, $289 a month. Need credit? Get pre-qualified today. Wrap up a great deal with payments from $289 at Greenville Toyota.
This is ECU head football coach Mike Houston, and you're listening to Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back in on this Monday edition of Hoist the Colors, 94.3 The Game. We talked a little bit of Pirate basketball earlier. We may circle back to that towards the end of the show, but very excited about today's guest. Via Team Boneyard, he is Elijah Morris, East Carolina senior defensive tackle. Elijah, how's it going, man?
Good. Everything's great. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you, man, as part of our partnership with Team Boneyard. We've had Deontay Johnson, We've had Savone Revel. Let me ask you this. I asked Deontay, did y'all know it was Savone? Or did y'all know?
I did not.
Yeah.
It's Savone?
Yeah, Savone Revel, apparently, instead of Siobhan.
Okay.
He let us know.
Yeah, I had no clue then. I'm just finding out.
I told Deontay, and Tay was like, I'm just going to call him Siobhan.
My fault, Siobhan. Shout out, Siobhan.
You have to make sure that your teammates got it right. But look, Team Boneyard, man, has done a lot for obviously the team. You know, it's still fundraising. Just kind of what have they meant to you, especially as an older guy who came in NIL. What was it? Just like really getting started when you first came in. Maybe it wasn't even a thing. How much does it mean to you now, kind of as a senior?
It means a lot, and especially with how college football has changed in the world now. It's become almost like a smaller version of the league almost.
Right.
But shout out to Team Boneyard and everything that they're doing to help us and all their contributions, because they've really set a high bar, and this offseason they've really gone above and beyond.
So your fifth year, going into year 5 at ECU, man, is just it's hard to believe. Like, I still remember hearing about Elijah Morse, the walk-on. They called you, what, 60, right? Because nobody knew your name back in 2020?
60. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, year 5, you just said it. They've gone by, but, I came here. I didn't want to believe my name and number was 60. Kind of came in, saw my locker, and I was like, saw the number. I was like, maybe that's just a number. But it actually turned out to be me, and, I just ran with it.
And that was during
story.
COVID, right? I remember ECU, they didn't have many D linemen when Coach Houston got here. So, they had to bring in, 10 guys in y'all's class.
Yeah, he brought in everybody.
Right.
Like me, Tay, Surad, Jason Shuford, and Xavier, Javian. We had a packed room. And that was a good thing. But it could be a bad thing too. But it was a good thing because with COVID, like you mentioned, they basically stuck us all in a room and quarantined us for 2 months. So you had no choice but to get to know your teammates as well as I know them now. And then on the back end, people transitioned out because the room was so deep. But they're still doing great things.
Elijah Morse with us in studio here via Team Boneyard. And so, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Terry Sanford High School, right?
Go Dogs.
Take us through what led you to East Carolina, because you had some other opportunities, I think, on the table as well. So what allowed you to come to ECU, take it, kind of bet on yourself as a walk-on?
Oh, basically I took a visit here, and I did all the junior days. I came to the camps and everything. And I loved the atmosphere on game day. I loved it. I think the game I went to, it was actually the USF game when Tyler Snead took it.
Kickoff.
Yep. And we lost that game, but it was just exciting, just being in the atmosphere of Dowdy. And kind of in that moment, I was like, I want to play here.
Right.
I can't wait to play here. But, in high school, Terry Sanford, coming out, I felt like could have got more than what I had, but I was grateful for what I had, and taking a chance on ECU is basically like a roll of the dice. I kind of came in. I told my mama, I'm going there. We'll see what happens in a year. Year goes by, doesn't work out, we can go down a level. It's all right, but, I thank God everything worked out in my favor.
When did you get the scholarship from ECU officially? Do you remember that moment?
Yes, I do. So it actually happened second to last game of the season.
Okay.
In 2020 versus it was after the Temple game. I'll never forget that moment. I had a fumble recovery. I had so many that year.
You had a lot that year.
Yeah, I did. But basically after the game, after a great team win, came in the locker room and he was like, your parents have known for about a month, but you're going on scholarship, and everybody went nuts. It was a great feeling.
And obviously, I remember that year because it was again, they brought in so many D linemen, and look, I cover recruiting, so we cover the scholarship guys at high school a lot, and we cover the walk-ons like yourself, but it's not as prominent, so to speak. And I just remember hearing, hey, this Elijah Morris guy every day in practice, he's showing up in the preseason during COVID. Watch number 60, and Like, what do you remember about that preseason that kind of allowed you to establish yourself? Like, was it just a workman-like mentality? Like, what allowed you to, kind of rise up the ladder so quickly?
I agree with what you said, the workman-like mentality, because, I came in, and it's no disrespect, but I had to prove myself.
Right.
And not just prove myself on the field, but, I had to prove myself. Like, they didn't know my name. And, I took that, it was kind of my chip on my shoulder, and it drove me. And I just worked all of that summer during camp, and I just stayed patient and stayed down till it was time to come up. And, I finally got a shot, and I just ran with it ever since.
Do you feel like, I don't know, there's been so many great ECU stories of guys who come in as walk-ons like Justin Hardy, Tyler Snead, who end up making it big. Like, I don't know, you kind of fit the ECU mold, like chip on your shoulder, not going to let anybody tell you no, that sort of stuff?
Yes. It's just my mindset. I just want to attack everything with, that mindset of go get it. If you want something, I truly believe you got to go work and go earn it. And that's how I felt about the whole situation. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and a lot of people called me crazy trying to be a walk-on. They're like, "Why are you turning down what you had?" But I saw a bigger vision. God did too, and I thank Him for where I'm at right now.
And then that work ethic, like, watching it doesn't change just because you're a starter or a scholarship guy now. Like, to me, it almost makes you bring it even more, right? Like, once you reach that stage.
Yeah, actually, shout out Coach Tesh, because he actually gave me he broke it down after my freshman year. He kind of was like, don't let the scholarship be your end goal. Let that be a stepping stone along the way of goals to come. So I kind of was like, I took that to heart, and I was just like, I like that. That's not going to be my only story. I've got more to go. So
no doubt, and you're still writing that story. Elijah Morris with us here. So let's talk about the camaraderie with that D-line room, man. The guys who are still here, you mentioned it, like McIver and Schufer moving on. I think we're happy for them to get a shot elsewhere as well. But that whole room, the guys who are back, Deontay, Surratt, as well as CJ Mims now. What's kind of the camaraderie of that room right now?
Oh, we're still as close as ever. Everything we do it together. I actually just got off the phone with Tay earlier, and I live with Sue. JD's locker's right near mine, so is CJ's. And, I'm starting to getting to know Jaden a lot better. I'm glad we brought him in, and I'm excited for him too. But, we're still as tight as ever. And that's just the culture that we've set, and we're just going to keep that the same.
Coach Tesh, what's it like to play for him?
Oh, man.
He seems crazy out there.
Oh, you have no idea.
In a good way, though.
I love Coach Tesh. He's gonna tell you how it is, straight up. Don't matter how you feel one day, feel another day, he's gonna tell you how it is. And I think that's why our room is how it is. We like to joke around in our room a lot, and you would think because of Coach Tesh, no way those guys joke around. He's so serious. But, we're kind of that happy medium for him.
Right.
He's always, you could always look at him, he seems upset, but us, we're always laughing, and he laughs around us. But when it's time to work, we all lock in and we work, and, that's why it's so fun playing with each other.
When I'm out there, you're right, he's so intense. It's almost like, I don't know, maybe y'all need to tell a joke just to get him to calm down. But when you're around a guy 5 years, he probably knows how to push you and get the best out of you at this point, though, without hurting your feelings or anything, right?
Oh, he'll hurt your feelings. He'll tell you, like I said, he'll shoot the arrow straight on, and that's what you kind of need, especially as our mindset as a defensive front. You need somebody who's gonna tell you, hey, we got to get after the pass rusher this week, or we got to stop the run. They're going to run it right at us. So you kind of need that mentality, and, we take on the mentality of our coach when it comes time for game, and that just shows.
Jaden McKenzie, you mentioned, brought in from Ohio State, coming in as a transfer, and you guys, y'all play so many guys up front. Like JD, he plays in, he can play in. Even Steven, Chad Stevens will line up kind of all over the place sometimes. So what's it like trying to build that depth this time of year so y'all can rely on each other in season? Because y'all do rotate and move and do a ton up front.
Well, again, want to make sure everybody knows the playbook, knows the scheme. So that's, of course, a big thing. But Jaden being an older kid, I don't expect him to have any issues with what we do. And we kind of do a lot of similar stuff, like teaching-wise, to where he's coming from at Ohio State. But, we're still the same mindset. We're still going to stop the run. And this year we're going to get after the passer, too.
I was going to say the last half of last year, man, y'all, took the next step. I felt like getting after the passer, y'all stopped the run all year. It was mid-season on, I just felt like the group started winning more one-on-one. And maybe it was just getting the other team in third and long, but everybody was getting sacks or pressures for a while. What kind of flipped there from a mindset perspective, or was it just a matter of circumstance?
I say it was the way we were practicing, the intensity of our practice. We really took it personal in practice, getting to the quarterback, that mental timer in our head while he's got the ball in his hand. And then just us saying up front, hey, let's go get guys like Siobhan and IBM. Let's go let them cover, and we gonna help them. Because the best coverage is pass rush. That's the best coverage. So easy solution to all those long balls getting after the quarterback.
No doubt. And y'all made a huge push the second half of the season. When you look, last year, man, it was tough. And y'all played so well defensively for much of the year. And I commend y'all for not turning it into an offense-defense thing. Everybody knew the offense was struggling to score. But in the locker room, y'all held it together so good. What do you feel like kind of led to that, even through, results that nobody wanted to go through?
It's that brotherhood, that culture. I know I keep saying it, but, it's real. I watched it firsthand, especially being out for those 3-4 games that I was out. I saw it. As bad as we wanted to win those games and as bad as we were working and everything, it hurt, but that just drove us we're right there. And, I commend everybody from that last year's team who stuck it out and everything. But, we're going to fix that this year.
What do you the results 2-10, when you hear that, does it tick you off? Does it make you want to really, you got 1 year left as a senior, really finish this thing the right way?
Oh, it lights a fire in me, It really does. And, I've told, me and Tay have talked, me and Sue, a lot of the older, a lot of the returners and everything, and with the newcomers too, I told them straight up, I'm leaving out of here with 2 more rings. That's conference and bowl. So, and whatever else comes with it. But yeah, it lights a fire under me. That 2-10, it just doesn't sit right with me. So we got to run it back.
Winter workouts going on now with Big John. What's it like in that weight room? Or how early are you waking up these days, and what's it like?
So Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are my early days. I got the 6 a.m. lift, so I'm up at 5 on those mornings. So those are the longer days. And then Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm up at 7 for the 8 a.m. But I love this time of year. Just being with Big John, really being with him, and that's where it really comes in. You're mentally picturing that 2-10 while you're attacking each set and each run, and that sets the standard for just the spring ball all the way into camp. So just being with Big John, he's gonna bring it every day, every day.
How early do you have to go to sleep when you got a 5 a.m. wake up call?
For me, before? I try not to stay up. Latest 11. I'm already in bed before 11, but the latest I try to stay up.
You have to be asleep by 11.
I try to.
Because if you're rolling in there on 4 or 5 hours of sleep, it's got to be tough.
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, trying to do that. I probably could have did it maybe 2-3 years ago. Now I need all the sleep I can get.
Right,
so.
No doubt. If I don't get my full 7-8 hours, I'm struggling. So I can't imagine waking up that early. The camaraderie when y'all are in there this time of year, like you mentioned, some of the new guys coming in, returning guys. How important is it to bond this time of year when y'all start mat drills and really kind of forge those relationships?
It's really important because that's when you learn about the guy outside of football. You spend the time we lift in the mornings, but after that, it's kind of you're on your own. So, you want a chance after those lifts. You don't want to just only know a guy during the lifts. You want to carry it throughout the days and stuff. So that's why we've got other team bonding stuff. You know, we try to watch games together. Like this past weekend, you know, we'll try to set up, we'll choose somebody's apartment, go watch the game. Just because you really want to mold. Like, you want to welcome them into the family. Like, I don't want to say team. You want to really welcome them into the family because that's how we look at this. And, I mean, if you join my family, I want to make sure, like, you're taken care of. Like, because when I eat, you eat. Like, that's how I look at it.
Did y'all watch the AFC-NFC Championship game yesterday together?
We did. Yeah, I watched it with
What did you think of
Rajay.
those games?
Yeah.
Oh, Rajay, he's a big Niners fan, right?
Yeah,
So
I had the Lions. So, yeah, he let me know about that one.
I'm sure.
The Ravens game surprised me. I was surprised with that game.
Yeah.
But shout out Pat Mahomes.
He just keeps finding ways to get to the Super Bowl, man, and we got to deal with another Chiefs Super Bowl. As a Denver Broncos fan, it hurts, but hey, it is what it is. You got to respect greatness, and Mahomes he's great, man. He's something else. Yeah. So we'll talk a little NFL later on this week as we get ready for the Super Bowl. All right, let's get a break in. Elijah Morris in studio. We'll come back. We'll take some questions from the fans. We got a lot on hoistthecolors.net. We're also live on YouTube and Facebook if you want to drop some there. Let us know, and we'll get to them. Elijah Morris and Stephen Igo. We'll be right back. This is Hoist the Colors.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in color. And let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
Here there be pirates. Back to Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo. How good is this on 94.3 The Game?
All right, welcome back in Hoist the Colors on this Monday. We've got Elijah Morris, ECU senior defensive lineman. I guess we call you officially a defensive tackle, even though you play some defensive end as well. What do you refer to yourself as? Just D lineman?
Yeah.
D lineman?
Yeah, that way it's just everywhere on the field. D-line just everywhere.
I'm still waiting for you to drop back into the rush position, man. When's that going to happen?
Hey, I've been telling them, hey, look, y'all heard it. I'm trying to get back there, but
we'll have to work on Doust. Get Coach Doust on board. All right, let's get into some of these questions from our fans on Hoist the Colors. All right, Tarboro Bill. We'll just kind of run through these. We'll see how many we can get through. He says, what was the biggest surprise for you going from high school to college?
I say the one for me at first would be the size of people.
Right.
But nowadays, even in high school, I mean, you got some large humans. But I say the tempo of the game and realizing that when you get from high school to college, realizing you're not that dude. You're on a team full everybody was that dude.
Right.
So I say that was the biggest thing I realized.
Who is the best player you've faced? If you're willing to give anybody that credit.
Any position?
Yeah, you could go any position. You could go O-line or just fellow skill player.
Ooh, the best player I've played. I could say Keaton from practice.
Right.
I could say that because, I mean, man, when we watch film going against Keaton in practice, I mean, we get questions from our coaches. Are we running to the ball here? Are we running full speed? Yeah.
He makes everybody look slow.
So I say Keaton. I say Keaton.
That's a fair. I still remember the BYU game where he
Tank Dell too. Okay, Tank. Now that I'm realizing, Tank Dell was a baller.
Yeah, he was tough that game. I remember the BYU game y'all played where like they had a pursuit angle on Keaton and he would just run around him every time. It was unfair. I still say the Ravens win yesterday if they had him.
I think so too. I think they run the ball more than 8 times.
No doubt. All right, Tarboro Bill says worst question ever asked by a media member. If you want to say I asked you a dumb question at some point, that's fine. I don't know. Do you have any bad questions from a media member at any point that stands out?
I wouldn't say any bad questions. Sometimes the questions can be a little leading, but I wouldn't say I had any bad questions from media.
Look, we're not the smartest group in the world, so we probably ask some stupid stuff. I won't take any offense to it. Most obscure game that you enjoy playing? I guess he's saying like video games or any game.
I love Madden.
Madden.
And
do you have a favorite team you play with?
On Madden?
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite team to play with, but I usually use 49ers or the Chiefs.
Okay. So you're
or
out
the
there
Ravens.
with Mahomes.
I like the Ravens.
Ravens. Lamar seems like I haven't played Madden in too long. Lamar seems like he'd be fun to play with. I think it was either Savon, whatever his name is, or Deontay that said Kyler Murray and the Cardinals fun to play with as well.
Oh yeah, they are fun.
Yeah. So there's your Madden update. I guess we're going to get an EA Sports college football game, apparently.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Are you excited to be in that?
I'm excited. That was one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Growing up, NCAA 14, that was almost the only game I played during that time.
I used to recruit and build dynasties with,
Road to Glory, all of that.
Exactly. So hopefully EA Sports can get that done. That'd be awesome. Kiss My Cass on Hoist the Colors says, how does it feel to see the look of terror on the offensive lineman's face across from you on any given play?
One, I love that stuff. Like anytime I can see somebody, an opponent tired or like just anything that's given away, I'm on you. Like I know you're beat then. So like I like that.
The mental game of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you I don't know, is that something that happens a lot? Like, or is it just more of like if y'all are just whooping somebody up front, you can kind of feel it?
Yeah, when we're up front, like especially against the team who like they've run the ball on everybody, and then we're going against them, like, and we're stuffing them all game. I give them that look, like,
you can sense it.
We're on you. Like, you better do something else, and I'll let them know, like, throw the ball.
What? So y'all faced Michigan, obviously, first game. But like, did it feel like y'all were facing a national title contender in that moment, or was it just another game?
In certain aspects, yes.
Yeah.
Like you realize, okay, these guys are really good at it. Like,
right,
they're
really good. Really good up front.
And they obviously won for a reason. But going into that game, I looked at it as just another game. Like I was like, if you want to be the best, you got to play the best. And I want to play the best. Like I look forward to that game. Like I had it I would love that game.
And y'all basically shut down their run. I mean, they didn't do anything outside of one little pop run they had. I mean, that was about it. So y'all did a great job stopping the run. Somebody wants to know, what is your favorite sports movie? Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Ooh, favorite sports movie? I would say I love Coach Carter. That's a classic. Love Coach Carter. And I will say
any football movies? Remember the Titans?
Yeah, that's the other one. Remember the Titans. I say that with Denzel. Yeah,
that's a classic as well.
I was either going that or Rudy. But I like Remember the Titans.
Right. You can't beat Rudy either. That's an awesome story. Mville Pirate 1982 says, back in the 1960s and 70s, the Minnesota Vikings had a great defensive front four that earned the nickname of the Purple People Eaters. Have you and your defensive teammates discussed any nicknames for your defensive front?
Yeah, we've actually had one for a while. You know, we change our mentality every year with the name. But, you know, so far we've been the Mob. And we say the Mob because, you know, the mob or the mafia, it's like a family. You know what I mean? Like, we all break bread together. I mean, if you cross us, like,
you're going to feel it.
Yeah. So I like the Mob.
So y'all going to roll with that, or you have to come up with a new one for 24?
I think we're going to roll with the Mob.
I think you just roll with that.
We're going to roll with the Mob.
I like that. So the Mob's coming to Dowdy Ficklin Stadium or a stadium near you, so be prepared for that. Skiles32 says, what is your favorite thing about Greenville and East Carolina?
I really enjoy it's really the perfect college town. When you really look, when you're around Greenville, and me being here for the past 5 years, it's really like the perfect college town. It's not too big, it's not too small. The people are really nice, and I love Dowdy. You can't not, but Dowdy's atmosphere, like,
when it's right, it's special, man.
It really is.
No doubt. It's a special place to watch a game, especially when the student section's into it, man. Y'all can I just see y'all on the field feeding off that. That's awesome. What is your favorite barbecue location?
I like Sam Jones. I like their wings. They got pretty good wings. And I say either RJ is a look at that there.
Okay. So a lot of good spots. David Hackney, he's bringing up a little bit of a sore subject here, but I think you'll handle it okay. He says, didn't you get ejected for targeting in the Navy game? He says, I think it was a terrible call, don't you? So what did you – that was a tough circumstance because what you were going in – first of all, it was an option team.
Mm-hmm.
And you were going in for the sack, and the quarterback kind of lowered his head, right?
Yeah.
So what do you remember about that?
It was weird situation. I thought it was just another play, and it turned out to be even worse because I didn't even get the sack. So, like, got ejected, didn't get the sack. So it was just bad all around. But that was weird because they're a running team. Quarterback is almost a running back for them, essentially.
Yeah.
He's just a running back.
You have to treat it like that, otherwise he's going to run you over.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it in film. We say, if they get in shotgun, go hit the quarterback.
Right.
So they got in shotgun. They're passing the ball. I get by the guy. I see quarterback. I'm like, oh, I'm going to lick him. Like, I'm going to go hit him. And he drops down, and I don't even realize that it's targeting. But I'm walking away, and
flag
I hear,
out.
They say it's a flag. I'm like, no way. And bang, targeting.
It's tough, man. I mean, it really does put you on a tough circumstance. And again, like, it's not, if it was a regular drop back quarterback, it's a different deal. But like this guy, he's running 95% of the time.
Right.
So it's tough.
I guess next time, I just gotta read him a bedtime story, lay him down gently, tuck him in.
Yeah, y'all have a lot to do along with tackling. So it's tough to be a defensive player. There's no doubt. All right, Big Love. I think this is Preston Carr's dad. He says, "How are you feeling about the depth on the D line, being that Shuford and McIver have transferred?" So we talked a little bit about that earlier. But how do you feel about the depth there?
Obviously it hurts losing those two, especially given the size. Like, both of those guys,
Big
very
boys.
large dudes.
Yeah.
So you go out, you recruit. But who we have in the room now, everybody's been working, Preston including, but everybody's coming up. CJ ready to step up. Even some of the freshmen from last year, Logan Wright, ready to step up. Again, we're bringing in Jaden. So, it's a really big year for those young guys to really rise up, and it's their time now. So.
We asked Deontay. I think somebody asked him who's the fastest D lineman. I think he said Surad and CJ. Well, I don't know. Do you feel like you're in that mix?
I'm smiling so hard because we talk about this a lot. I want to throw myself. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring, but CJ and Sue are they're fast,
quick.
man. They fast, but I'm throwing my hat in the ring too. We gonna race.
Yeah, y'all need to have an official race.
We're gonna race.
Let us know how it goes.
Because I've been letting CJ know that I could get him.
CJ is fast for a big dude, man.
He is.
Moves.
He is. But now that my rehab and everything going well,
you might catch him.
Might be time to have that race.
Let's do it. I'll report the results if y'all let me know. Although I don't know, everybody might say they win. All right, Buck Wild. He says, does Elijah or his family know or associate with Patrick Pinckney, former ECU quarterback? Because he was from Fayetteville also. Do you know Patrick Pinckney or of him at all? Former ECU quarterback.
I don't know if I know him.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally, but the name does sound familiar.
Okay.
Like I feel like I've heard that around.
He won back-to-back Conference USA titles or played a big role in those teams in 08-09.
I feel like I've heard that name around Fayetteville, though.
You've probably seen it around town for sure. All right, Destry says, how have team workouts been so far this semester? And he asks, is the team extra hungry to get back to a bowl and fight for an AAC title after last year's struggles? So if you could expand on that a little bit.
One, workouts going great. We're about to start. We're already on week 3. That's already crazy that we've already been in 3 weeks. But, this next week we're ready to pick it up. We've these past 2 weeks, we kind of been laying the groundwork a little bit, getting everybody used to the schedule and everything. But now that we're on our 3rd week, we're ready to really get into the flow of it. So workouts have been great. Big John's awesome. His whole staff awesome. They're going to get us right. And expanding on what you said, we're hungry for this next year. We're really hungry. I was talking to Steven while we were on break, and we're really excited. I've been talking to Caden, Winston, all the new guys, all the returners. We're really excited, and we're excited for the pieces. We're ready to see what's going on in the spring. It's going to be fun, man.
A lot of fun back and forth already from the offense and defense. So looking forward to spring ball. All right, Pirate Attitude. Got a couple more questions. We'll get Elijah out of here. He wants to know who are or were the toughest ECU offensive linemen to face in practice.
Okay. Okay. Definitely Noah. I'll put Noah up there because I'd have to step out of end some and rush the passer. I say Avery. Avery was really good. And I could put Nashad in there.
Right.
And another one, a sleeper, Fernando Fry. He was good. He was good.
He seemed like he would be very, gritty. Do some maybe he'd be a very expert holding guy without getting caught. I don't know.
And they all hold. All linemen hold.
Sure.
Y'all can quote me on it. They all hold. All of them.
Yeah, they have to, man. Guys like yourself, I'd be holding too. Pirate Attitude says, do you think the returners and transfers in the O-line have the ability to perform much better than we saw last year and have the success you guys had on defense? So he's like, you go against these guys every day. How have you kind of seen them grow? And you'll probably know more in spring ball, but how do you feel about that group coming back?
Well, the ones that are coming back, they're hungry. They're ready to work. They want to get better. People like Dustin. Dustin's ready to work. He doesn't say much, but he's ready to work. And I don't have to wonder or fear what they expect from him. I know what I'm going to get from him. But I think all the guys that we brought in, they all have the potential, or we wouldn't have brought them in.
Right.
And I think spring is going to be a great time for them to showcase what they can do on the field. But for now, got to get them right in the weight room. We got to get them accustomed to everything.
No doubt. Huge winner for all the big guys for sure. If you found yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time and got jumped, which teammate would you want by your side?
If I found myself, repeat the question.
If you found yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time and were jumped, which teammate would you want by your side to help defend you?
I got JD. JD's crazy.
JD Lampley?
Yeah. Going JD, and let me get Sam.
Sam Danka?
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me get Tay and Sue.
That's a good group. I wouldn't want to run into those guys. We got JD coming up on the show probably in a few weeks. We're gonna have to get him to open up a little bit and talk. Do you think I can do it?
Hey,
or is it gonna be a challenge?
Look, you can get him to look. He loves to talk.
Okay.
You just got to get him to open up. He'll smile half the show.
I'll just got to get him comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenny Curlins on Facebook says we got to get y'all some kind of turnover prop for the sidelines. What's your thought on that? Like, is it kind of played out at this point, or do you guys want something?
I think we could get some. You know, I don't mind it. You know, I don't think we've had anything on the sideline.
It's like for y'all, like, you know, you had the turnover chain for other teams, and like they have like hats. Like,
I don't mind it though. You know, it's good to have like a little identity behind the turnover and everything. But we can come up with something.
There was an idea at one point, like a sword, but I think Coach Houston was worried somebody might drop it and get stabbed or something. So, I don't know.
That'd be cool though. I wouldn't mind a sword.
Turnover sword or like a turnover treasure or something. Like there's with the pirate theme, like there's got to be options out there.
You know what I would do?
Yeah.
You know the cannon.
Yeah.
After every turnover, you gotta let us go.
Shoot the cannon.
Yeah,
now that would be incredible.
That'd be awesome. After every turnover, we shot that cannon off.
I think that's honestly a great idea. We may have to run that up the flagpole because that would be entertaining for sure. Seeing y'all all scramble over there
that'd be fun
to try to pull the cannon. Well, last thing for you, Elijah, man, just you mentioned it. Kind of starting your third week of workouts already is crazy. But what's kind of the biggest goal for you guys as a team to establish, what you want to establish this time of year, so when spring ball rolls around, y'all can really hit the ground running?
Obviously, we want to build on from last year, and the only way to do that is to work. We want to grind. We're ready to go through that fire. We know what it takes to go to a bowl game, and then we've had the type of season where, that ain't gonna cut it. So what we can take from this past year, bring it to this year, brotherhood and culture, and everybody coming to work every day, and we're going to get after this year. We're going to hit the spring running. We're going to get everybody into the offense, everybody into the defense playbook, and, it's going to be a fun year.
He is Elijah Morris. Elijah, appreciate the time, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I loved it, man.
We'll get you on 2 more times as part of our deal. We got to get Deontay and Savone back as well. And I know, right?
I got to go talk to him about
you need to figure out what the deal is there, because I feel like he's playing me at this point. I feel like it's not even his real name, but we'll figure it out. We'll get JD, Chad Stevens as well. So we're basically getting the whole D-line on, along with Savon and Savone, and then we'll have Caden Hauser tomorrow. Get to know him, Michigan State quarterback transfer as well, along with some other guys. But we appreciate it, man. This was awesome, and we'll get you back on. Absolutely. That's Elijah Morris. Let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show. Philip and I will maybe talk some playoffs. We'll circle back to ECU basketball as well. This is Hoist the Colors on a Monday.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
When a place is as special as this, you don't want to change a thing. You simply want to enjoy it, just as it is. That was our inspiration behind Bow Coast West, our newest community in Beaufort, North Carolina. Embrace all that we love about this very special place, and maybe make it easy for families to enjoy all that this coastal lifestyle has to offer. Be inspired. Go Coast West.
Hey, grab me one too.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport. Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Back to Hoist the Colors with Steve and Igo.
Drink up, me hearty Joe-ho.
On 94.3 The Game.
Colors, Monday. Great interview with Elijah Morris, ECU senior defensive lineman. I really enjoyed that. Again, brought to you by Team Boneyard. Looking forward to continuing to we'll have Elijah on 2 more times. We'll have Deontay Johnson and Savone Revel. We'll get in Chad Stevens and J.D. Lampley as well from the ECU defensive front. And then we'll have Caden Hauser on tomorrow. So I really appreciate Team Boneyard, all they're doing for ECU student-athletes and our Hoist the Colors members as well who have chipped in with this initiative. All right, we were talking ECU basketball earlier. And, Philip, we discussed it a little bit, but for me, like, these are games ECU often simply doesn't win. They lose these games in frustrating fashion, and right now they're finding ways to win them. You know, Wichita beats SMU last night in Wichita for their first conference win, so it's not an easy place to play. The Pirates won at Wichita, and then they rally and beat Temple in overtime. And when you're not playing your best, finding ways to win, confidence builds. You kind of taste it, and you want to keep tasting that victory. And now we're at a point now where ECU's got another opportunity for the first time ever to win 3 conference games in a row since entering the American. So this sets up a big game Wednesday against USF.
Yeah, and I think what these last couple games have done has allowed the team to believe in themselves that they can win the close ball games. That was something they struggled with earlier in the year, and Coach Swartz kind of alluded to it after the Wichita State game, and then he talked about it again last night in his radio interview that when it's been 8 minutes or less and the game's been close, they haven't really pulled any out until now. They've lost the close ones. The games they've won, they've kind of won comfortably. So I think that gives the team confidence that they can win these tough nail biters, and that's what you're going to have to do. And as far as good and confidence into the next game, yeah, I think this is a huge opportunity. You know, they did it in front of a meh crowd yesterday, and I think it's going to be a great crowd now with back-to-back wins and not being in the middle of the NFC and AFC championship game come Wednesday night. We see how well Minges has been throughout this year. I think they're going to be that way again, and this is a big opportunity this week. As you mentioned, Wichita knocking off SMU, who came into that game 4-2 in league play. What can the Pirates do against South Florida, and then what can they do making the quick road trip down to Charlotte and potentially beat the 49ers this week? This is a huge opportunity for them this week.
Tony Hicks on YouTube says, gutsy win against Temple, and RJ and Ezra took the game into their own hands. Jaden Walker was solid. A win is a win, and the people in the message boards who are negative are simply ridiculous, in his honest opinion. He also says, love how the team fought in the last few minutes, that no one seemed to want to win in a game. No one seemed to want to win. Yeah, the offense was bad. I mean, look, you won the game shooting 31%. That ain't going to happen, but maybe once every few years if you're lucky. So credit the Pirates for rebounding, playing defense, and hitting free throws, 81%. All right, Philip, I didn't really get the chance to watch too much of the playoffs because of the game, covering that and going to OT. So what did you kind of make? Quick recap of yesterday. Unfortunately, Chiefs win again. They ruined my Super Bowl Sunday yet again. But you know, you got to credit Pat Mahomes, and then Niners rallying and the Lions are somewhere still going for it on fourth down.
Yeah, credit to Baltimore's defense. They played well. They I wouldn't say shut down the offense, but did what they had to do to win the game. And unfortunately, the Ravens' offense had 3 turnovers, 2 of which were right there in the end zone, and that really was the difference maker. They had multiple opportunities to take the lead and then even put the game away, and they were never able to do that. Going to the NFC side, it stinks for Detroit. You hate to lose a game like that when you're up 17 at the break, but it just shows you, and I've said it all year, this 49ers team, I believe 1-53 is the best roster in the NFL. I have a lot of confidence in them going into this Super Bowl, and it stinks for the Lions, but heck of a run. I think there was on nobody's bingo card for them to be in the NFC title game, and I think there's a bright future for Dan Campbell and Jared Goff there in the Motor City.
Congrats on your picks championship as well, Philip. You officially wrapped it up.
Yeah.
What are you officially up by 1 game right now?
I think I'm up by 2 games, 1 game to play.
Hey, if you want to go bold, you can say Super Bowl counts for 3. Nah, you take your championship, run with it. We've picked 200 games. We'll pick the Super Bowl as well, but yeah, hopefully the Niners pull it out. I just have extreme Chiefs fatigue. Look, I recognize greatness. Pat Mahomes is greatness, but as a Broncos fan, it really gets old. And Taylor Swift gets old. But we got plenty of time to discuss the Super Bowl. Tomorrow, Caden Hauser in studio. We'll catch up with the new ECU quarterback, get to know him. Appreciate Elijah Morris today. Also, Philip, thanks for your work as well. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon. Hoist the colors.
This has been Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo. Tune in weekdays at noon for all things ECU sports. Get a recap of the show at 943thegame.com, on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere you get your podcasts. We're back